Balloon Beats. Balloon Beats.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Unhinged Live. As usual, I'm your host, Patrick Hennessy, joined today by the man, Brian DeGennaro. How we doing, Brian?
Fantastic, Pat. How are you?
Can't complain, as usual. Listen, before we do break down the Yankees game, we're expecting for them to win today, hopefully. Shout out to everybody currently in the chat. Let's take attendance, roll call. You guys know the deal. Shout out to Jaduk Gaming, Daniel, CJ, Ryan, John, Aiden, Lori. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, to be completely honest with you.
You can do it. I believe in you.
Vigimiji Scribici.
Okay, you can't do it.
Can you?
No.
Vigimiji Subscrimici. There you go.
Subscrimchi.
We got
I
Amy,
think I was
Stevie,
closer.
KG Baseball, Christopher, THG, where's THG, Jesse, Sexy Gatorade Bottle, Divock, Jesse, Rocco, UTG. Shout out to everybody currently in chat. Sorry if I missed anybody. Brian, there's one thing that I do want to start off talking about today,
Do tell.
and we should take a look at the lineup for that.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at the lineup. Key things to note. DJ's at first base, which means that Bruce is getting his first day off as a Yankee. And Rougned Odor is at second base, batting sixth. So we get to see Rougned Odor's Yankee debut today.
Awesome.
That's probably the most important part of today's lineup, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen,
For
chat.
what's in it.
Listen, chat. There's one other thing that is not happening. And I think you guys want my opinion on it. And that's the fact that Clint Frazier is sitting once again for Brett Gardner. Now, Brian, we know I'm a big Clint guy. I'm a big anti-Gardner guy. I knew for a fact, we talked about this when they re-signed Brett Gardner. He was going to be taking playing time away from Clint Frazier. Yep. I just didn't think it was going to be this early on in the season. Clint has struggled for 3 games. 3 games, Brian.
Oh, my God. How awful.
After that, Brett Gardner's all of a sudden the starting left fielder now. It makes no sense.
Right, but Hicks is still batting third, even though he's been atrocious all year.
Bro, it took how many games? 8 games of Jay Bruce batting 100 for them to finally be all right, maybe let's switch things up a little bit.
Right.
This is getting ridiculous. The fact that Clint Frazier is not getting his fair shot, and it sucks because it's not like Brett Gardner's a superstar replacing him, right?
Yeah.
We're looking at a Clint Frazier who we went into the season saying this dude has all-star potential, 35 plus home runs, and you refuse to give him a fair share of at-bats because he struggled for 3 games. That's ridiculous. And you know for a fact, if Brett Gardner wasn't on this team and Mike Tauchman was the 4th outfielder, maybe they would have given Clint 1 day off. Maybe 1 day. But 2 days in a row? Really? This is stupid, bro.
That's the other frustrating thing about it. Why is Gardner playing? Like, why is he starting? Put Talkman in there if you don't want to play Clint. Like, at
Because
least Talkman has
he's
potential.
hot right now, Brian.
But it's so ridiculous. Who cares about it? But they don't even believe in hot or cold. They don't believe in that. They believe in analytics. So, like, none of it makes sense. It's just like, oh, Gardner gets a pass on everything. Like, oh, we have a philosophy for how we run this team, except when it comes to Gardner, he just plays all the time. None of it makes
It's so
sense.
frustrating. It's so frustrating because we love Clint so much and we just want to see him succeed, right? And obviously he's going to have rough patches throughout the season.
Right.
But how is he supposed to get out of those rough patches if you don't give him the consistent ABs to do so? Right?
I agree, but I also I don't hate sitting him 2 games in a row. It's not like they're sitting him, a week or something like that. 2 games.
I kind of hate
but
it.
But for Brett Gardner, why are we doing that?
I kind of hate sitting him two games in a row. Like I understood the 1 game, but I think 2 games is a little bit excessive.
I think so too, but I don't think that's not my issue. My issue is more the fact that Brett Gardner is replacing him. Like,
sure,
if anything, put Talkman in there because he's got potential. He's still young. He could get better, and he could be a trade chip if we absolutely need him to be. But he's not going to be that if he's not getting playing time. So why?
Yeah.
But Brett Gardner has no value to us beyond this year. He's probably gonna retire after this year, and if he doesn't, he'll be back on a 1-year deal or whatever. He's got no value. So
no, I would agree. I would have to agree with you. If anything, if they did plan on sitting Clint Frazier 2 games, start Gardner 1 and start Talkman the other. Like Talkman's plays on this team right now is essentially useless because you just keep starting Brett Gardner over him. So what's the point? Right. But you guys know, it pisses me off because I have nothing against Brett Gardner himself. It's more so the way the organization uses him and how he's kind of prioritized over Clint Frazier, and it sucks. Mm-hmm. It just really sucks. But something else that we can talk about, it was a move that was made last night. Kind of shocking, to be honest with you. Domingo Germán was optioned to the alternate site. In his spot, they called up Albert Abreu, but Boone did have a quote during today's pregame press conference, and he said something like, we still expect Domingo Germán to be the 5th man in the rotation when that spot comes back up. That's kind of upsetting to me. I don't understand why. We've seen nothing out of him this season.
Yeah, he's looked awful. At least give him some time to figure out what he's doing wrong. Don't just bring him back up. That makes no sense.
But also, why Abreu, bro?
I
get he has potential, but it's he probably wouldn't be the go-to. And also, King is probably ready to go now. He pitched 6 innings a week ago.
Yeah.
I don't.
Makes no sense, man.
I'm so annoyed. I'm literally so annoyed.
Dude, I was thinking about it today. And I'm you want to just gather around for a minute? We'll talk for a minute.
Yeah, I'll squat. Go for it.
I was thinking about it today, and this team just feels like they've given up. It just feels like they have no fire whatsoever. We go down 1 run in the 2nd inning, and it's oh, the game's over. There's no coming back. Do you remember? I think it was 2019. The Yankees. I think it was a game against the Royals. They went down 7 runs, and they came back. I think they ended up losing the game, but they lost by 1 run. They came all the way back, and that was how it felt. 2017, 2018, 2019. It felt like there was so much fire in this team that they were never out of a game, no matter how much they were down. Yeah. But now it just feels like they don't care anymore. There's no urgency to win games. There's nothing. And I know we get on Boone a lot, and we talk a lot of smack, but it just feels like he's not lighting a fire under this team. Do you think Joe Girardi would have gone out today or yesterday and said, well, I think we've seen a lot of really good things from this team. They're about to turn a corner. No, he would have said that my team is playing like crap. They need to get it together. And there's none of that. There's no accountability. It just feels like they've given up. It feels like they expect a spot in the World Series, and that's it. But that's not how it works. You got to fight for it. It doesn't matter how good your team is if you're not playing well, if you're not getting timely hits, if you're relying on the home run to win every game. It's not working, and nothing is being done to change that.
You described it perfectly.
It's so frustrating to watch. That's just
Brian. I love the rant. I really do love the rant. But here's my thing. It's we know that winning culture in the clubhouse isn't necessarily there right now, right?
No,
but I feel
not.
Once they do start getting hot, we might start to see it again. And then everyone's just gonna forget about this. But it's so hot and cold. That's the issue.
Yes, but that's the thing. It feels like I'm sure. I'm 100% sure that they're gonna turn it around. They're gonna go on some crazy streak, hit it 1 million home runs, and like they're gonna make the playoffs. I have no doubt about that. But my worry is just like this is the same issue. These are the same issues that we've seen for the past several years, where they're not getting timely hits. They're relying too much on the home run. And this year is a little bit different in the fact that we actually have a starting rotation that's decent, actually pretty good. So that gives me some hope, for sure. There's definitely things to be optimistic about. But from what we've seen so far this season, it's just been so frustrating to watch this team.
I know, and like that's the key thing. It's like I said this when Hicks was like really struggling. He's definitely improved his at bats from the beginning of the season.
100%. Yeah.
But like, do you know why? Because he actually got consistent at bats.
Right.
I think they only sat him like one game while he was struggling, and he was struggling for a much more prolonged period of time than Clint was. So it's like you can't sit Clint. Like, he has to get at bats, bro. It's stupid.
But that's the thing. It feels like Clint is on such a short leash. But hasn't he earned his spot? I mean,
exactly.
He's played. He carried this team in like 2019, and last year he's looked great. So like,
bro,
why is he on such a short leash? Let the guy figure it out.
We love Clint Frazier, bro,
I love
and it's
Clint
just
Frazier.
so upsetting.
But also, like, he's the future. He's got to figure it out. Like, he's not just the guy that's going to be here for 1 year. Like, he could be part of this core, but it's like he's not getting the opportunity to do that. Why? He's such a good player. He's so talented. Give him a chance.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Listen,
we can start talking to chat now. I went off a little bit.
It's frustrating, but chat, we got a lot of good things to hit on here. Yankees 2021 says, say it with me, we need a better manager because Boone sucks ass. Damn.
I want to like Boone so bad because he's such a good guy. And like, I think he brings some really positive things to this team. It's just at certain points you need to light a fire under the team. You need to say, hey guys, we need to get our shit together.
Yeah. I listen, I agree 1,000%. THG says, to be honest, I think they are delaying Devy's service clock thing to get an extra year of contractual control. They probably are. Every team does this, so like I'm not even that upset. No. But yeah, listen, I just hope like Domingo could perform well in the hopes of like improving his trade value, right?
Yeah, exactly. And
I don't see Domingo Germán as like a very key role in the future of this rotation at all.
No, I mean, do you think they could maybe move him to the bullpen and he could be like okay there?
I thought he would be solid in the bullpen, but like I would prefer Michael King, to be honest with you.
Oh, 100%. But I'm saying
he would play that same role.
If he's got no trade value and he's not gonna give us any value as a starting pitcher, can we at least like maybe try putting him in the bullpen?
I mean, I would say maybe we send him down to AAA and just hope he dominates down there like he did in spring training, and then his trade value gets boosted that way. You know?
Yeah, I'd be down with that.
CJ says there's no fire to win games anymore because we don't have CC and Gregorius. They were the firepower when you needed them. They came through. I know you don't like it, Pat, but you have to admit it. What is there not to admit? CC provided the Yankees.
He always talks smack about Didi.
No, okay, so we get this confused all the time. I have no smack talk about Didi. I love Didi. But his time in the Bronx was done. I don't think that anybody else could argue that. Like, his time in the Bronx was done. Like, but he was an awesome Yankee, and he did provide the Yankees with like that spark that they needed. Same thing with CC. But like that brings me to the next comment here. Call up Dietrich. I thought Dietrich would have been like that perfect spark plug to insert to like this lifeless Yankees team right now.
I think so. I think you're right there. But I think there's also the hope that once Voit comes back, we'll get that back. Because Voit is another one of those guys that just has that fire, you know?
Yeah. But like, I don't want to wait until May for that. You know what I mean?
I agree. I think it... What do you have to lose right now? Like, no... There's... Sorry.
Yo, you know what you just reminded me of? You know, like that famous like Michael K show clip when like Don LaGreca like almost like smashed the computer in half?
Yeah.
That's exactly what and Devak Shah says Yanks are lifeless. Boone said we are championship caliber. We are terrible caliber. If we expect to win against the Dodgers, think twice. Baltimore and Boston have a better mentality than us. Listen, I said this last week. The Yankees, what they're gonna do all season. It's what they do every season. When they run into average to above average pitching, they're gonna foil. But then when they go up against like garbage pitching, they're gonna look like a World Series team. Yeah. So like they're gonna come back to level soon. Especially when they have like, I mean, I'm looking at their schedule a week from now or so. They have games against Cleveland, Baltimore, Detroit, back to back to back. They're probably gonna just start demolishing. The weather's going to be warmer too, end of April or early May. So, like, don't be surprised if they go on a tear at the end of the month and then going into May. and then everyone's just gonna forget about this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, like we've said, there's definitely reasons to have optimism. They're gonna turn it around at some point. But it's just frustrating to watch now, especially because the issues that they're having now are the same issues that they're gonna have in the postseason. So
No, yeah,
that's
it
what
happens
we're
every year.
concerned about.
Because here's the thing, like we talk about this all the time too. Like the home run or bust mentality doesn't work against good pitching. It
No.
just doesn't. It's as
No.
simple as that. But like the Yankees are probably going to struggle for the next week or so because
Yeah.
like going to Toronto after this, Toronto always gives the Yankees a hard time. Then you got to face Tampa again, and then Atlanta, who's a good team as well. It's going to be tough, but
Yep.
hopefully they could just pump through it. I feel like Boone would be better as a T-ball coach. Boone would be a solid T-ball
He'd
coach.
be an awesome T-ball coach.
Just saying. We got Sean in the chat too, by the way. Shout out to Sean.
Hey,
Love
what
you,
up,
Sean.
Sean?
How about this Herman coming back up? BS.
We were just talking about that.
Listen, bro. Domingo Herman he's not a fan. I mean, I'm not a fan of Domingo Herman
None
at
of us
all.
are.
Boone is one of those participation trophy dads. He is, and he brings like the most solid fruit snacks. Like for the post game snack, oof, solid fruit snacks. Frazier has had some bad at bats. He could use a day off. He got a day off yesterday. Squisher King.
He needs time to figure it out. Like he needs at bats.
But here's my thing. It's like I kind of knew Brett Gardner was going to be in the lineup today. And who was on the post game last night? I think it was Sean. We were talking about it. And our theory was that they were going to sit Stanton today. And then have Judge DH, Clinton right, and then Gardner in left. But the idea of Clinton sitting a second straight game never even popped into my head. But it's
They
also
always
crazy.
Surprise
Bro.
you.
Brian, it's ridiculous because we made a joke about this last night when Michael
Did you?
Kay said in Brett Gardner's last at bat, he was like, "Oh, Gardner has a double today. Let's see if that earned him another starting spot tomorrow." Like, bro, I laughed at that. My man's 1 for 4 with a double, and Michael Kay's like, "Well, maybe he earned himself another starting spot tomorrow." Like, it's ridiculous, bro. It's absolutely ridiculous. Speaking of Brett Gardner, let's watch Brian's Brett Gardner clip really quick.
We cannot wait until Brett Gardner's number is retired. It's just he's going to be in the festival in Monument Park. He's going to be waving the bandanas and the flags. He's so ready to go. So we're going to talk about how important it is they retire Brett Gardner's number.
For the millionth
Gotta
time.
love it.
That's
Gotta
me
love
making
it.
fun of you.
No, it wasn't. It's just showing
It
how much you love
was.
Brett Gardner. I don't know what you're talking about. But Sean, I agree. Frazier needs to get back in the lineup. If he's not in the lineup tomorrow, like
Yeah.
we have a serious problem.
No, that's an issue. No, I understand. Look, I'm not gonna get too worked up about it because like they probably don't want him playing at the Trop. Just give him another day, get his head straight, and we'll start fresh tomorrow. That's fine. But like he needs to get at bats. He needs to be in the lineup tomorrow. He needs to get his head. He needs to get everything straight. He needs to get his timing down. He needs to get his eye down. Like he needs at bats.
Yeah. Did you look at clean shaven Odor? He looks years
Oh
younger.
my god, he looks terrifying.
Bro, we talked about this all day on the pregame and postgame yesterday. Like, some people just look better with beards. I'm sorry. Like, eliminate the facial hair policy. Look at Brian. If Brian was clean shaven, I probably would just get rid of him. He would be off the team.
I'd be gone. Adios.
Lori says Frazier needs a fair shot or a trade. We've been saying this for how many years now? I think since 2017. Because he made his debut in 2017. Let's not forget.
But can we talk about like the most frustrating part about this is there's a spot on the team for him. Like he should be the starting left fielder. There's no one that's better than him that could be left fielder. Like there's no one better. So
Yeah, but
why
bro,
isn't he playing every day? Why is he not starting every damn day?
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Even when he is announced as the starting left fielder at any given point in time, like that means nothing. We saw it last season. Going into the playoffs, Boone is like, yeah, Clint Frazier is our starting left fielder. Who played the majority of the postseason and left? Brett Gardner. Going into the season, without a doubt, Boone says Clint Frazier is our starting left fielder. We're 8 games into the season. Who's the starting left fielder for 2 straight games? Brett Gardner. It's so weird, like how they just still don't have faith in Clint. And even when they say they have faith in him, Brett Gardner comes right back in. Like it doesn't. It's just weird at this point. Whatever. CJ says maybe Odor could be that firepower. He seems like he could go out there and light a fire. I don't know. I think he could. Listen, I'm not that optimistic as far as Rougned Odor goes. But like that doesn't mean that he can't go and just like light things up. Like anything could happen. Like, and he definitely has the potential to do so. So I hope he does.
What did you say yesterday? That he's giving you Kendrick Morales vibes?
Yeah, a little bit of Kendrick Morales vibe, just
Yeah,
a
I
little
kind of
bit.
feel the same way.
I mean, we're
I'm
talking
not.
a guy who had like a 200 OBP for like 2
Yeah,
months last season. Like,
I'm not excited about the addition, honestly.
I thought
But
Dietrich would
let's
have
see
made a
what
lot more
happens.
sense.
Give him a chance.
I guess. Clint is sitting because of quote unquote balance. So the same lefty righty BS that got us eliminated last year. Boone has yet to learn his lesson about listening to the analytical nerds. But my thing is like, do the analytics even like mention balance? Like, do analytics care about like lefty
But
righty
also,
matchups? Like,
but this is what we were talking about before with the what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. But anyway, we were talking about before where they're all about analytics, but Brett Gardner's not an analytic guy. Like he's
no,
not lighting up analytics. He's not
no, yeah.
getting crazy, exit velocity and launch angle. Like he's not that guy. So why are you playing him if you're all about analytics?
You know, Brian, you know what I realized? I only want to bring you on when Brett Gardner starts from now
Oh,
on.
can you please?
Yeah, because this is quality content. Like quality content at its finest. Jesse Dominguez says, I wonder if he's related to Jason, by the way. Mike
Yes.
King could replace Herman in the starting rotation. I wouldn't be opposed to that until like the Devi service
My
time
left
thing is
pinky could
manipulated.
replace Herman in the starting rotation.
You know, my right pinky could. So if we combine our left pinky, right pinky, you throw a nasty slurve. Just saying. Brett Gardner's on his way to 100 starts. Pat, listen, me and Sean were talking about this the other night. We said an over-under 100 starts for Brett Gardner this season. I slammed the over. Sean hit the under. Bro, we might be looking at the over just because this man's like starting. He's going to find a way to start every game. And this is with everyone healthy, Brian.
If he starts 100 games this season and it's not because of injury, I'll be rooting against the Yankees in the postseason. I can tell you that right now. Okay, I don't care. I don't care anymore. I'm so fed up with the way this team is run.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So you're going to be like an unhinged KC guy?
Oh, 100%. I might be
Okay,
an unhinged Dodgers guy.
Unhinged LA coming at you.
Yeah.
They probably plan to sit Stanton, but we need a win today. Yeah, bro, like sitting Stanton was something that I wasn't opposed to, but I was kind of opposed to because he did hit 2 home runs off Glass now in the postseason. Wait, is Glass not even pitching today? Who's pitching today?
You tell me. You had it
Let me
up.
look it up. Just assumed it was Glass now because that's what everyone was saying. Oh, it's Honeywell, Brent Honeywell Jr.
Oh, he'll probably pitch a perfect game today then.
Yeah, I mean,
And
isn't
look,
he like,
we haven't even talked about the fact that Jordan Montgomery's going today.
bro?
and
This
he
is his
was-
MLB debut.
Oh my God, Pat!
I mean, he is a top prospect, but like it's his MLB debut.
I'm so glad I'm on the pregame and not the postgame. I will say that.
Yo, it's gonna be bad. You know we're gonna get like absolutely just made
we're
a
gonna get
joke
one
out
hit. We're gonna get one hit. It's gonna be an 8-0 loss. I'm sorry.
Bro, this dude's
I'm
gonna go, like,
sorry to
8.
be so pessimistic, guys. Like I said, I have optimism that they will turn it around. I just right now we're struggling and nothing is being done correctly to fix it. So I just don't have a lot of optimism for today.
of. I'm sick to my stomach, bro. Whatever.
Brett Gardner's
Yeah,
gonna go out and hit 4 home runs. You watch.
yeah. The pregame show wasn't even about the game; it was about the hair policy. That's true. That is definitely true. I think Odor looks like a young Manny Machado when he was on the Orioles. Please look it up. Okay, looks wise, maybe, but like talent wise, hell no.
No.
Like not by any stretch of reality. Boom was like 8 games, take it or leave it. True. I don't even see the Yankees making the playoffs. Ricardo, I disagree. I think they're still going to make the playoffs just because the AL sucks so
Yeah,
bad.
no, they're gonna turn it around. This is not the Yankees that you're gonna see all year. They can't. Okay. I'm gonna stop because I'm gonna finish it. But they're gonna turn it around. Okay.
I agree. Brett Gardner is a better ball player than Brett Gardner. Oh, Burt
Burt Gardner.
Gradner. No,
Oh,
Burt
Burt Gradner.
Gradner. Yeah. Burt Gradner sounds like a great guy, to be honest.
Yeah.
Hopefully Odor punches Brosseau like he did Batista. Brosseau's got to be in the lineup today, right? Against the lefty? Has to be. Bro, like I hate, but I love Mike Brosseau at the same time. Like that dude's a tank. Like he's an absolute unit.
He's a tank.
He's a specimen of a man. It's like they're so in their own heads about their own individual performance. Like go out there and play as a team, have fun for Pete's sake. See, Pete's sake, like because they're in St. Pete. Yeah. Okay. No, it's fine. Yeah. Sorry. feel like if Gardner keeps starting over Frazier late into the year, Frazier will get mad and not want to be with the Yankees. Bro,
I
I
don't
wouldn't
blame
blame him. I would not blame him. Like at that point, the Yankees would have to trade him because that would just be sickening. Whatever. Annoyed. Get rid of Boone, hire Gardner as a player manager? No, because then he'll just find a way to just come on the field.
He'd be starting every game.
Gardner's playing more games than any other outfielder. You guys need to get used to it and start rooting for our best player. I can't tell if this is a troll. It has to be,
It
right?
has to be.
There's no way someone actually thinks Brett Gardner is our best player. Like, there's no way. Pat, I'll bring up Brian for Brett Gardner starts. Brian, yes, I can hide from having to learn how to ride a bike. Oh, you're gonna get Chick-fil-A today, right, Brian?
Yeah, I'm going right after this.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
It's a little bit of a drive too, right?
Yeah, it's about a half-hour drive, but it's gonna turn my day around. You know, gonna get excited.
No, it's gonna be so worth it. Like,
Yeah.
Brian, you're gonna get there and like just make sure you tug on the doors really hard because like sometimes they're
Oh.
difficult to open. You know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And if you you go to the drive-through, just make sure you wait as long as possible because sometimes they take a little while to answer.
Good to know. Thanks. I would have probably left. So.
No, yeah, definitely don't. Crazy bad take, Medina. We're not even 10 games into the season. That's true, bro. We can't say the Yankees aren't making the playoffs 10 games into the year. Like, it's gonna be fine. Trust me. Trust Pat. And if they don't make the playoffs, you could blame me. How about that? If that's a fair exchange.
I'm not gonna blame you. I'm gonna blame Boone.
That's fair enough too. Let's see.
If this team, okay, hold on. Can we just real quick?
Yeah.
What do you think it takes? Like, I'm not rooting for this, but what do you think it takes for Boone to be fired after this year?
They would have to not make the playoffs. That's the only way.
You think so? You don't think
yeah.
if it's like an ALDS exit, you don't think that?
Nah,
he's
he'll be
fired?
fine. Nah, he'll
Really?
be fine. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, also because, they're so confident in, Aaron Boone as a manager. He had an option this season, and, we didn't even get news when they picked it up just because they assumed it was, such a given, right? And then we had, Brian Cashman in, an interview this offseason say he wants Boone to be the manager for the next 10 years. So, that's just something that I think something would have to go seriously wrong for him not to manage the Yankees. I think if we're setting the over-under on, Boone is the manager for the next 5 years, I might take the over. I really might take the over. Just
Then they
because the
better- they better
organization
start-
loves him so much, bro.
Then they better start showing something because
Yeah. Honeywell is very injury prone. I compare him to Forrest Whitley in that. Wow, I forgot about Forrest Whitley. I really did. The Trek reviewer says, who gets more hits today, Odor or Sanchez? I'm going to say Gary. I think Odor goes 1 for 4. Gary goes 2 for 4.
I think they both go 0 for 4.
Okay. Thanks for the positivity,
8
Brian.
strikeouts between the both of them.
Yeah, I guess. It's Sunday. It is Sunday. It's the
Happy
best day to get
Sunday.
Chick-fil-A. Best day.
Yeah, don't they put extra sauce on it or something, right?
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's they give you a free cookie too if you come between 2 and 4 or something. So Brian, you better hurry. I'm just saying. If we win, we spamming Chick-fil-A, Brian. Yeah.
How about this? If the Yankees win today, I will go get Chick-fil-A this week.
Okay.
How's that?
No, that's a very fair. Yeah,
Okay.
bro. I would say I'll deliver it to you, but it's I don't know if that's
That's so
worth my
nice.
time. Yeah, I don't, bro. I would have to I would have to get the food, which is 30 minutes out of the way. Then I'd have to go to you, pay the toll, bro. Don't want to pay the toll. So we'll see. They're raising the toll too again.
Where?
All
All of
all the tolls. Sickening. Pat and Brian super team.
You know it, baby.
Yo, they should just put us in the lineup.
You got
No,
you got rants out of
literally.
each of us today. Pat had a rant. I had multiple.
And we got to see the Brian waving, the bandanas,
Yeah.
and the flags. If we limp in the playoffs and are gone by the DS, Boone is gone. I disagree.
Yeah, I think that under normal circumstances that should be the case. He's in year 4, and this is a team that made the ALCS before he was manager.
Yeah.
So and then they got better, the next year. So the fact that they haven't even made a World Series, he should be gone. If they don't make it to the World Series this year, he should be gone. But that's not going to happen.
like Sean said, you don't just fire your best puppet, bro.
True.
Like, let's be honest. On Unhinged, if I had like a puppet, right, where I could just like tell them anything to do and like they'll just do it, and be like anything that like goes wrong, I could just blame them and they take all the blame for everything, bro. Like, I would never get rid of him.
That's why
Like,
Brandon's
never.
still around, right?
No, like, yeah, I guess, bro. Like, that's just the thing. It's like when you're in an atmosphere like that, and Boone is just like so loved within the organization. I don't see them firing him. I just don't. Girardi wasn't loved within the organization, especially in his last year. Apparently, he lost the clubhouse. So I don't know. I really don't know. The Rays pitcher throws a screwball. Kind of weird.
Okay.
I could hit a screwball 5,000 feet. Wait for it. The only way Boone gets fired is if the lurid pictures he has of Cashman's wife get stolen. That too, I guess. Brett Gardner's probably got those same pictures.
He's gotta.
I think Odor was a good pickup because the Yankees lineup was too right-handed. Now, kill me if you think I'm wrong, but bro, I don't feed into the whole like
I don't
lefty
give
righty
a
thing
crap.
matters too much.
I don't give a crap about right-handed, left-handed. I really don't.
But also, like, if you're making that argument, like Derek Dietrich is left-handed too.
Okay, but also like, just because someone's left-handed doesn't mean they're a good player. Like Odor,
No, exactly.
has not been good the past few years.
No,
Like
but
Tyler
like that's
Wade,
an
we've seen
understatement.
Tyler Wade, like we've seen it up close. He's not a good player. Just because he's a lefty doesn't make him automatically like good for this lineup.
No, exactly. And it's like if you look at the hitting stats for the past 2 seasons, I'm pretty sure Tyler Wade is a better hitter than Rougned Odor. Like he might not have the pop, but like just like batting average, like on base, OPS, I'm pretty sure Tyler Wade has better stats. Just saying.
That's disgusting.
Martin says in 2019 we went 5-8, so I think we would be okay. We usually start off slow. The Yankees will be okay. The Yankees are going to
Yeah.
be fine.
Yeah.
I'm more worried about the postseason.
Yeah, well, like we've said, it's the same issues that we've been seeing for the past several years. There's no fire under this team that we've seen in the past. So like they've struggled in the past when there was like this sense of urgency, this sense that they could come back from any deficit,
Yeah.
and they've still struggled. So the fact that there is none of that this year, and nothing has changed, like it's
It
not
sucks.
good. It's bad vibes, man. It's
Bad
just
vibes.
Bad vibes.
Bad vibes, Brian. Oh, Brian. That might be your nickname. Bad vibes, Brian.
Bad vibes, Brian. I'll take it.
Who will be pitching tomorrow for the Yankees? I believe Cole, right?
If
I'm not mistaken. I mean, right now it's
think you're
it's
right.
TBD for both teams, but I think it's going to be Garrett Cole.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, because Cole pitched when? Tuesday? Pretty sure he pitched Tuesday. Because they
Yeah.
lost Wednesday. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. No,
You guys
wait,
think-
didn't they lose when he pitched?
No.
I thought
No.
they lost. Yeah, didn't they?
I don't think so, Brian.
think
I really
you're wrong.
Yeah, Cole pitches tomorrow. Yeah. But going back to Sean's comment, you think the Yankees would have made a World Series by now if Girardi wasn't fired? I think 100% yes. I really do.
Yeah, I agree. Because I feel like it's just that little. It's hard to say. It's hard to say because they've struggled so much in the postseason, and how much of that can you really attribute to Boone? You know.
I mean, bro, like he managed last postseason like very poorly.
Oh, absolutely.
Very
Like his
poorly.
bullpen management is atrocious, and
Yeah, and
Girardi
bro-
would have been better. Yeah.
I mean, you could also blame Cashman because like he didn't really give Boone decent teams to work with in 2019, 2020. They had a solid team that should have won in 2018, but they ran into the Red Sox, who were just a historically dominant team. But I mean, in 2019, they didn't have the pitching to get it done. I mean, in Game
Yeah.
6 against Houston, like
Absolutely.
I believe it was like a bullpen day, which like
Yeah.
is ridiculous to have in the
Disgusting.
postseason. Last year, like they definitely didn't have the roster comprised of winning either.
Right.
So you
It's been
could
the
put the blame
rotation.
on both Boone and Cashman. So
Yeah. But that's why we're so optimistic about this year because like our biggest weakness for the past few years has been the rotation. You know, and they went out and shored that up this year. You know,
Yeah.
this rotation is probably the best one we've seen since what, 2010 maybe?
Yeah.
Like they're actually good. It's a good rotation. So like you have that now on top of this what we've thought of as an awesome lineup for the past several years. Like this team should be a shoo-in to go to the World Series. But the fact that they're
You would
struggling
think.
so hard right now, and it's the same issues that they've been struggling with for the past few years, it's just like we see where it's going, right?
Yeah, it sucks, but yeah, unfortunately we do. Imagine firing Joe after the team fully impressed and keeping Boone. I mean, I'm just gonna say this: in 2017, a team that had half the talent it does now, made it to Game 7 of the ALCS.
And
The
lost to a
Yankees
team that
have
was cheating.
exactly, and the Yankees have yet to make it that far again since then,
Yeah,
with a
they haven't
much
even-
better
They
team.
haven't even come close. Like
No.
it hasn't even felt. I mean, they've come close, but it hasn't felt like they've had that same fire that they did back then.
No, yeah, I mean they made it to Game 6 in 2019, but I mean
Yeah, but
that
even
was
that
they
year, it's-
limped into that.
But yeah, it just felt like they made it farther than they were supposed to make it. You know?
Yeah, I mean, bro, it's the inconsistencies. Like if you want to go back to 2019, that team looked like unstoppable. We're talking the first 4 games of the postseason. They swept Minnesota, walked into Houston, won
Yeah.
Game 1, and then after
And
that,
they just
done.
that's it.
Done.
They gave up.
It's weird. It's really weird. Does Wade have 330 home run seasons? That's why I said Odor has more pop than Wade. But if you look at the hitting stats, like I could pull up these stats right now. I mean, and this says a lot because I'm not a Tyler Wade supporter, like at all. But looking at Wade's stats from last season, he played in 52 games, batted 170 with a 288 on base, right? Last year, Odor he played in 38 games, batted 167 with a 209 on base. So yes, last season Tyler Wade hit better than Rougned Odor.
Not by
It's-
much. But
It's just facts. Like yeah, Odor has more pop, but hitting wise, yeah. But in the playoffs we will have Cole, Tyone, and Kluber for games 1, 2, and 3, not Kluber, Devi, Monty. Sure, but I think what we need to remember is like we have to hope that these guys are healthy for the postseason, right? And I'll actually have good seasons going into the postseason.
But that's what we've been saying. Like there is a lot of there's optimism to be had because this rotation is a lot better than it has been in past years. And if you got a rotation of Cole, Tyone, Kluber, or even Severino throwing in there, or Montgomery, the way that he looked in his first start, if he like continues that dominance,
Yeah.
like you have so many options for the postseason, and that's fantastic. But at the end of the day, if you're relying on the home run, you're not going to win in the postseason. It just
Of course.
it's not going to happen.
Yeah. But I think today is a huge day for Monty, just
Yeah.
because like I want to see if that Baltimore start was like just a fluke against like a very
Right.
bad Baltimore lineup, and if he could actually go into Tampa and pitch well too, because seemingly none of our pitchers could do well in Tampa. Kluber did terrible in Game 1. Herman did terrible yesterday. So
But the
maybe
bullpens
Monty could
looked
be like
okay.
the bullpen has
looked
looked good. Besides Nelson on what was it Friday? Yeah, besides Nelson on Friday, the
Everyone's
bullpen has looked solid.
Yeah, yesterday 4 shutout innings. I mean, it was
Yeah.
mop up duty. Although
Yeah.
it shouldn't have been. They were only down 4 runs, but it felt like mop up duty.
It felt
But-
like they were down by 15. I know.
Yeah.
We got Para in the chat. Shout out to Para.
Hey,
Brian looking
what's up,
sharp
Para?
today.
Thank
Brian,
you, man.
like with that
Dressed
shirt,
up
you
for
are
you.
looking sharp.
Thank you.
You're looking real sharp.
It's Hawaiian shirt season, so expect more of this.
Let's go. I'll buy you some. I'll
Oh,
buy
good.
you one
This-
with like Brett Gardner's face all over it.
I think we might need to design some unhinged Hawaiian shirts.
Bro, you don't know how long I've been looking into that. I can't find a manufacturer.
What?
I just can't. Yeah, if anybody knows like a manufacturer for custom Hawaiian shirts, let me know because I'd love to make them.
That'd be fire.
The 2020 postseason was a repeat of 2019, pretty much. Wasn't 2017 basically a rebuild year, and Jordy got them very close to a World Series? Just imagine what he could do with the team we have now. They were never supposed to compete in 2017. They just weren't. I mean, they at all.
Yeah.
A lot of people forget that team just lit everything up.
Mm-hmm.
Are Yankee fans ever happy? Rick, I'll give you an easy answer. Unless they win the World Series, no. Yankee fans are not satisfied unless they get a World Series trophy, and especially if it looks like the team isn't capable of doing so, that just pisses them off even more, right?
It's not just that though. This team is grossly underperforming, and that's what's really frustrating about it because the team is very good. You know, we have a very good roster composition, but the fact that they've looked terrible. They look
Brian,
like they don't care.
Breaking
What?
news:
Breaking news.
Thairo Estrada has been traded to the Giants in exchange for cash considerations.
Oh, I'll have to pour one out for the homie.
I'm gonna miss Thairo Estrada.
Yeah, he gave us some good memories.
He was solid in 2019. He was solid
Yeah,
in
he was.
2019. He was
He
really
was.
bad last year, but like it sucks that
Yeah, everyone was really bad last year.
Sorry, Thairo. Let me get a hashtag we'll miss you, Thairo, in
Yeah.
the chat. We need a Tanaka 2.0 for the Trop. Why do I feel like Tanaka was the only guy to ever pitch well at Tropicana Field?
Because he was.
He was, right? It's just
Yeah.
ridiculous at this point. The only thing that I'm thankful for is like G-Man Choi isn't playing because he's hurt. But like I feel like they're still destroying us without him.
It doesn't matter because Cole didn't pitch, so.
That's true. Yeah, that is true. Thank you, Estrada. Yes. Hashtag we miss you, Estrada. Brian O'Connell says I won't miss him.
Oh, man, why you gotta be like that?
Now Thairo's somewhere in the corner crying. Thanks a lot, Brian. That's another Brian. Huh. Look at that. Hopefully Glaber starts hitting and gets better at short. If not, Seager, he's a lefty bat. I know he's a bit of injury history, but he turned around recently.
I mean, from what we've seen from Glaber this year, I'm not happy with him. I think he really needs to. This is a big year for him, and he needs to turn around.
You should tell him that. You should really like
Well,
text
Boone's
him
not
and
gonna
like
tell him that, so someone needs to.
I would love to have you in the dugout as just like a hype man. Be like, yo, look, guys, like get yourselves together. Or like King Brian's just gonna slap you. Like they call me Bad Vibes Brian. And like they'll get the message. But chat, do we have any predictions for the game today? I mean, I'm predicting a Yankee win for the first time since Wednesday. Was it Wednesday? Yeah, first time since Wednesday. I'm predicting a win. I think it's gonna be 4-2. 4-2. Does anybody homer? I think Stanton homers.
I like that. I think we see another solid start out of Montgomery today. I think that's really all I can hope for. It's so hard to predict now with what this lineup
I
is
know.
going to do.
It's
I
weird.
think we see a very low scoring game today. You know, I think it's going to be a 2-1 game. I don't know who's going to win, but I think it's going to be something like that.
Listen, I think Monty's going to give us 6 strong, give up 2 runs, and then the bullpen's going to come in after that and kind of just shove. So
And mop up.
I think so. I mean, hopefully not mop up, but like just
Mop up a 2-run loss.
yeah. Hopefully not. But chat, that is going to wrap things up for us today. Brian, you want to meditate?
Yeah, let's meditate.
Ready?
Let's do it. Let's guys. This is a big meditation. This is
It's a
very
big
important.
meditation.
Let's.
You know
how about a 10-second meditation? How about that?
I was going to say that.
Yeah.
Okay, 10
8
seconds. Ready?
Yeah.
10. We'll do 10.
Okay. All right.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go. That was nice. I got to admit, 10 seconds feels a little bit long, but that's fine.
does. It does, but I
It
think we
feels
needed
like an
it today.
eternity.
I think
It's
we
all
needed it today.
All right, chat. Appreciate you all for stopping by for the pregame. We will be live directly after the game today for the postgame. So just hop on the YouTube channel when we do wrap things up and turn on post notifications so you do know when we go live directly after the game. Hope everyone enjoys the game. Hopefully the Yankees win. Let's go Monty. Let's go Yankees. We'll see you guys after the game. Peace.